Hello, my name is Lindsay George in Business 343. This is my final presentation. I'm here to talk about Case 1, Carroll Firm versus Bainbridge Borough, on the side of AFSCME Local 10's attorney. The overall issue at hand is the lack of abiding by the collective bargaining agreement on Bainbridge Borough's part. Carroll Firm has been a dedicated employee of Bainbridge Borough for over 18 years. She simply requested 6 months of unpaid maternity leave, but instead she was granted 2 consecutive 90-day reasonable purpose leaves. The problem at hand is that the collective bargaining agreement between Bainbridge Borough and AFSCME was violated. A collective bargaining agreement that is one that specifically states that the written agreement between two parties, in this case is Bainbridge Borough and AFSCME, must be put into action after being signed. In the case of Carroll Firm, in Article X, Section 4A, it states maternity leave is not to exceed 6 months, but instead shall be granted at the request of the employee. As you have noticed, this was not the case for Carroll Firm. Carroll Firm was not granted the unpaid 6 months of maternity leave. For Bainbridge Borough, the collective bargaining agreement may not have to be permanent, but while it is in force, it does set the terms of the employment for the employees. For Carroll Firm, you can see that this was not the case. The breach of contract between Bainbridge Borough and AFSCME was breached on behalf of Ms. Carroll Firm. Action needs to be taken to ensure that she is fully compensated and the company is turned around from this mishap. The side effects of the breach of contract for the collective bargaining agreement are many, but they are not limited to Carroll Firm's feelings, exploitation and disappointment on her part because of the fact that she was with Bainbridge Borough for over 18 years. She feels a slight disappointment in the company because they were not on her side. Bainbridge Borough, their good name is on the line because of this. The seniority of Carroll Firm does not matter. It does not matter that she was there for 18 years. It simply matters that Bainbridge Borough did not fail to listen to her. The written contract between AFSCME and Bainbridge Borough was breached, and Bainbridge Borough's good name will affect quality employees to come because they will hear of what happened to Ms. Carroll Firm, and it may affect the hiring in the long run, and they may not be able to find good quality employees. The big picture at hand is the lack of concern that Bainbridge Borough has for their employees. When a contract of collective bargaining is put in force, it needs to be followed through. This ripple effect has simply started with Carroll Firm. It will continue to grow and move through the employees and Bainbridge Borough as a whole. Others will see a lack of concern for the employees that are a part of Bainbridge Borough. Moving forward, Bainbridge Borough needs to learn that unification and planning are a major part of moving forward and taking care of Ms. Carroll Firm and other employees. Organization and working together could have prevented the breach of contract of the collective bargaining agreement. By having a unified purpose, Bainbridge Borough can learn from this mistake when they did not grant Ms. Carroll Firm unpaid maternity leave. The unification will spill into the values of other employees and create a happier company. If this does not happen, other employees will see Bainbridge Borough was only a company that doesn't listen to their collective bargaining agreements and what they choose to do to make things right. Instead, they're more concerned about the company and not the employees. Moving forward, Bainbridge Borough needs to make this right. They need to publicly apologize for Ms. Carol Fern's mishap and say that their word is good by no longer breaching collective bargaining agreements and moving forward by investing in their company and their employees. If this happens, Bainbridge Borough will be a much better company moving forward and will be a healthy and happy working environment for their employees, including Ms.